So I'm back here with geography. All the students, welcome. So everybody, join it. So as you can find here, the last two classes I have finished the chapter 1. That is the Earth as a planet. And today we are going to start the second chapter. And today I will going to teach you directly from the book. And those who are having the books, you can open it, because if you see in the books, there are the diagrams are given here. Everything is already described, but teachers are there to just explain it so that you can understand it. Now, most of the students, what do you think? That you can study without teacher? Well, some genius students, they can. But most of the students, they need teachers. So, the teachers can explain all the things, the difficult terms, they just make it simple. And the teachers, they explain the theories, the principles, they make the things easier for the students. So today, we are going to start the second chapter. As you can see here. This is the heading, latitude and longitude. This is the second chapter. And we are going to study this second chapter, and we are going to see about the concept of latitude, the importance of latitude. Then I will explain you about the concept of longitude and the importance of longitude. And we are also going to see some small terms also, very, very important terms also. So let's start with the beginning. So last chapter, as if you recall, I explained you about the Earth as a planet, in which I have explained you about the shape of the Earth. And all of you must be knowing already that the Earth, the shape of the Earth is spherical in shape, but actually this is not a total round like a ball, but this is spherical shape actually is, the Earth actually is slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. And this shape we call oblate spheroid. And the shape of the Earth we call it geoid. Now this thing, I have explained you the whole chapter. I explained you about this thing. Now let's see here why the Earth actually has an oblate spheroid, that is geoid. That is why it is flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. Why? So it is because of the centrifugal force and gravity of the Earth. Now what is centrifugal force? Now let me give you one example of centrifugal force. Now example, if you take one glass of water, and with the spoon when you stir it, you will see in the center of the water there, you will see there is a depression. The water, it just moves in a spiral, but in the center you will see the water, it just gets down, a small depression. Now this is called centrifugal force. So as the Earth rotates on its axis, what happens? Both the poles, northern and the southern hemisphere, North Pole and the South Pole, what happened? It gets flattened. Why it is? Because of the centrifugal force. And why there is centrifugal force? Because the earth has got a gravity. We call it gravitational force. So this is about that why the earth has oblate spheroid, or why the earth shape is geoid. Now let's see. Let's move further. So the earth actually is divided into 4 hemispheres. How? Let's see here. First of all, the earth is divided horizontally, as you can see here, this diagram. Equator, as all of you know, it goes from the center of the earth and it divides the earth into 2 halves. So, the upper portion, the upper part, we call it northern hemisphere, and the lower half, we call it southern hemisphere. In this way, horizontally, equator divides the earth into 2 hemispheres, that is northern and southern hemisphere. Now next, let's see. You can see here another diagram here, and you can see this vertical line. This is prime meridian. 0 degree longitude is called prime meridian. All of you must be knowing this. So you can find this prime meridian divides the earth again into 2 vertical halves, that is eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. So this is how earth can be divided into 4 hemispheres. Now what are they? They are the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, then the western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere. Now the next topic is the direction. Now let me just show you from the book. So as you can find here this diagram. Now there are the 4 directions. What are they? All of you must be knowing. That is north, south, east and west. These 4 directions are called what? Cardinal direction or cardinal points. We also call them cardinal direction or cardinal points. Then again, you can find between north and east, there is northeast. Further actually, there are 4 more directions, that is northeast, northwest, southwest and southeast. Now these 4 directions, what do you call them? We call them intermediary direction. Can you see this in diagram in my copy here? So the 4 important directions are cardinal direction. What were they? North, south, east and west. Then the 4 intermediary directions are northwest, northeast, southwest and southeast. Now next topic. So as you can find here in this book, and here you can see here, this is Earth's grid system. So what do you mean by the Earth's grid system? As you can find here, this is one diagram. It shows about the Earth grid. What are they? So you can find here these vertical lines. What are they? These are the longitudes. Horizontal lines. What are they? They are the latitudes. So look here. A definition is given here. A complete network of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitudes drawn on the map or globe is called the Earth's grid. So you can find here these lines actually, if you see, these are the imaginary lines. You can't find on the Earth's surface anywhere. Only you can find on the globe or in picture or figure like this. or on the map. So this is the earth grid. What is this? Let us revise it again. A complete network of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitudes drawn on the map or globe is called the earth's grid. Now children, I hope all of you were having the note copies, the rough copies and pen, and all of you must be preparing your notes. Now last chapter also already I have finished. So your homework actually is to just prepare a notes. Those who are having the books, it is good. But soon the school will going to provide you. The home deliveries will be arranged somehow to get the books, because the books are very important. Copies are also very important, because very soon actually I will give you the homework and also I will provide you the notes. So all of you get ready with the books and the copies, right? So let's start again here. So this is the earth grid is over. The earth's grid system, a network of latitude and longitude, find location on the globe. So this is over now. Now next is the latitude. Now look here. So usually what we call it, the concept of latitude. What is the concept of latitude? Because, now let me show you from the book also. If you see the definition here, a definition is given here. The latitude of a place is the angular distance of that place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. Now, first thing, I want to show you one thing. Now look here, example. Here is one example is given. Now this is latitude, 0 degree latitude. Now this is 90 degree latitude, 90 degree, we call it 90 degree north latitude. Now this we call what? 90 degree south latitude. Many latitudes are there, right? Like example then, 20 degree north latitude, 30 degree, example here, look here in the figure, 30 degree north latitude, 60 degree north latitude, right? Same way, 30 degree south latitude, 70 degree south latitude. Example, what I want to show you. I want to show you, if you see here, why these latitudes are mentioned in degree. Degree actually used to show the angle. Degree is used to show what thing? The angle. Now, the question arises here, where is the angle? Why these all latitudes and even the longitudes, if you will find, they all are shown, they are denoted with the degrees. So let's see here. So this is called the concept of latitude. Okay, let's see the concept. Why these latitudes are represented in degree. Where is the angle? So look here, this is the figure. So you can find here, this is the earth. Now this line that goes from the center of the earth, this is equator. Now here if you find here, this is 30 degree north latitude. Now look here, why we call it 30 degree north? So look here, when this line is joined with the center of this earth from the equator, right, and you draw this line and you will find here, this degree here, how much it is? 30 degree. And this latitude lies in the northern hemisphere, so we call this 30 degree north latitude. Okay, same way, let's see here one more thing. Now this is 60 degree north latitude, and you will see it is written here. Okay, 60 degree north latitude. So let's see here first of all the latitude here. So look here, this latitude, it is joined with this line from the center of this earth. As you can see here, this is equator here. This is center from this point, and this degree is how much? 60 degree. And as this latitude lies in the northern hemisphere, we call it 60 degree north latitude. So I think all of you must have understood about the concept of latitude. So let's see again the definition. So what is the latitude given here now? The latitude of a place is the angular distance. Look here, this is latitude of this place is angular. This is angular distance, right, of that place north of the equator, north or south. So this is the north, so this is equator, north of the equator. This is north of the equator. So given here north. If it will be south, we call it south of the equator, the latitudes. So north or south of this equator, this is equator, as measured from the center. This is the center of the earth. So I think all of you must have understood this concept of latitude. If not, you can just replay this video again and look it carefully, and you will understand. So all the best. Now next is these latitudes, if you'll find here, they are also called parallels of latitude. Why? Now let's see here. So if you find here, these latitudes actually they are parallel to each other, right? What are they? They are, look here, this figure here. Here are some are given, and you find here these latitudes are parallel. They are very, very parallel to each other, drawn on the globe. And this is why these latitudes are also called parallels of latitude. So here, this is over now. The concept of latitude now is over. Now let's see here about the determining the latitude. How we will going to determine the latitude, right? How you will find or fix the latitude there on the globe. Now this is done by the geographers. How they used to do it? So let's see here. There are the two methods. What are they? Determining the latitude, you can find the first method is by observing the pole star. Now where is the pole star? So let's just see first thing, this thing. Now here, as you can find here, this is the, can find here pole star. Now pole star actually from pole star is just above the north pole. So from anywhere, if you find it, you will see it in the north. You can see here from this point they can see this pole star where in the north, not here. They will going to see here because it is very, very far. So from anywhere from the northern hemisphere, you can watch pole star and it shows the north. So what they used to do, there is one instrument actually from there. They just first of all they look the pole star, and then from here what they do, this is the horizontal line where they stand. Okay, so it takes the angle here, right? And this angle is equal to what thing? This latitude, angle of this latitude. So if they are standing this point here, from here they look pole star, and then from this what is this? This is the ground surface. From here they measure this angle, and this angle tells about the angle of this latitude where they are standing, right? So this is how they determine the latitude. First thing, by observing the pole star. So I think all of you understood this. Now what is the second method, as you can find here? Second method is by observing the midday sun. Now all of you, during the midday, what is the meaning of midday? Midday means the noon time. The noon time, actually you will find the earth is just above the head, just overhead. But it is not actually all over the earth. So at different places, the earth actually falls at a different angle. Now, same method they use it. Now what they do actually, they actually first of all look the same way, they look the sun, same method actually, not making it critical here. It is given here one more diagram, but it can be more difficult for you. I think maybe for some of you this diagram even can be difficult for some of you, but it is easier than this one. So let me just use this one same way. Instead of pole star, what they see here, now they just look the sun and again they find out the angle, right? And what they do, they get this latitude. But in this actually, all of you know what happens here. In this actually, what happens, as I already told you, the sun actually, it just falls on the earth's surface, make different angle at the different place. Everywhere the sun is not very vertical, falling 90 degree, right? So the sun rays, it forms an angle, and when it falls on the ground surface at the different places at different latitude, it forms a different angle. Now all these angles actually at the different times of the year, it is mentioned actually in one book. Look here. Now this is a book, what we call almanac. So all the variations actually, the variations of what thing? The angle of the sun rays are listed in this book of astronomical data, what we call almanac. So you may write there, almanac is an important thing. This question can be asked, what do you mean by almanac, or what is almanac? So what is almanac? Variations. Which variations? The variations of the angle of the sun rays that falls on the different latitude. In the book even you can see here, right? The sun makes at any single latitude varies from day to day. The angle, okay, from here, the angle which the sun makes at any single latitude varies from day to day. Thus variation are listed in the book of astronomical data called almanac. Okay, so this is over now. The determine the latitude. So these are methods how we are going to determine the latitude. What are they? By observing the pole star. This is done during the night. By observing the midday sun. This we used to do during the day. Okay. Now next is the 5 parallels of latitude. The 5 important parallels of latitude. Let's see here. So all of you must be knowing about the 5 most important latitudes are what? Equator, as you can find. Equator is the largest latitude. This is 0 degree latitude, and this is the largest latitude. Also we call it great circle. Can you see here? I'm just showing you in the book. So this largest latitude, that is equator, this is the largest one, right? And it divides into 2 halves, 2 equal halves, and this we also call great circle. And all the other latitudes are called small circle. So there is only one great circle, that is equator, right? Next is the Tropic of Cancer. Now 23.5 degree north latitude that lies in the northern hemisphere. So this latitude actually we call it Tropic of Cancer. Now, why it is so important? Because the sun rays, it falls overhead on 21st June on this latitude, right? This is the longest day. 21st June is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. So what happens actually? You must have studied about this thing. We call it apparent movement of the sun rays. So all of you know the earth is inclined on its axis. The earth is inclined, right? And what happened in this inclination? The earth also revolves around the sun. So what happened during this revolution? Because earth is inclined, what happened? The sun rays falls on the different part of the earth, making different angles. But what happened in this? The earth sun rays, actually if you find the sun rays, there is a one apparent movement takes place, and the sun rays moves from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn, and again Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer. So actually the sun rays falls vertical only between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn twice a year. On these latitude it falls only once a year, but all the latitudes which actually lies between these two latitudes, the sun rays falls vertical 2 times a year. So this is why these two latitudes, that is 23.5 degree north, what we call Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degree south, we call it Tropic of Capricorn, are so important latitude. So let's see here again. So Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, is an important latitude, and sun rays falls vertical on which day? 21st June, and this is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. Same way, another important latitude is Tropic of Capricorn. Now here 23.5 degree south latitude is called Tropic of Capricorn, and same way you can see here the date. On 22nd December the sun rays falls vertical, that is overhead, at this latitude. Which latitude? 23.5 degree south latitude, means Tropic of Capricorn. And this is why here on 22nd December is the longest day in the southern hemisphere. So these are the two important latitudes you can see here. Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north latitude, and Tropic of Capricorn, that is the 23.5 degree south latitude. These are two other important latitudes. Now next, let's see here the Arctic Circle. Now what is Arctic Circle? 66.5 degree north latitude is also known as Arctic Circle. Same way, if you see here another one, here is the Antarctic Circle. So 66.5 degree south latitude, what we call Antarctic Circle. So these both the latitudes are very, very important. Now let's see here Arctic Circle, that why, how the Arctic Circle is so important. Okay, let's see here. So first of all, let me show you in the figure. This is a figure. This is equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and here you can find Arctic Circle, and here is Antarctic Circle. Now how these latitudes are so important? Now if you find, you may have studied about this thing, that the North Pole experience 6 months of night and 6 months of days. Both the South Pole and the North Pole, they experience 6 months of day and 6 months of night. So what happens here? Let's see. So actually what happens, as you can see here, already I told you the earth is inclined. The earth is Let me show you the figure. Earth is inclined here. Can you see this figure? Here, this figure, you can see here, the earth is inclined. This is the axis of the earth, right? So here what happened, the sun rays is falling here on the earth. Now if you find here this region in the Arctic Circle, it experience, the whole region experience daytime, and this is the axis. Now here the earth is rotating on its axis, so you can find even the earth rotates, completes even the one day, and whole 24 hours this region inside the Arctic Circle, this will experience 24 hours of day. Why? Because the sun rays, you can find it falls up to the point here, Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north latitude. So this is why this whole region, because it experienced 6 months of day, the same time. Next half, now let's see here in the Antarctic Circle. Look here, this is the whole region in the Antarctic Circle, in the region here, south region, South Pole. This experienced 6th month of night. You can find here, even the earth rotates. What happened? This whole region is in the dark. But what happens after the 6th month? When this earth comes to the other side of the sun, you can find here, this will reverse. So here, this region will experience 6 months of night here, and here this region will experience 6 months of day. When this earth, this whole earth will come where? This side of the, this is the sun. So when it revolves, it comes this side, so this will be reversed. And this is why actually this Arctic Circle and Antarctic circles are very, very important. So these are the 5 important latitudes. What are they? Let's revise it. Equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. Now next is, we're going to see about the importance of latitude. So let me show you from the book itself. Okay, now look here. Importance of latitude. Now all of you know the life exists only on the earth, right? Why the life exists only on earth? Because in earth actually you can find there is a variation of climate. There are the varieties of vegetation is found, variety of wildlife is found, and even you will find the among the people also you will find there is a racial difference, different race of the human beings. We are all human beings all over the world, but you will find the face, the color, the structure, height, and different things. Actually, you find there is a difference between the races of the people even. Now, how it happens? Why it is found? Why there is a variation? So it is why? Because I told you the sun rays, it falls making a different angle at a different latitudes. Because the earth is inclined, I told you, earth is inclined here, and it also revolves around the sun. This is why we experience season. We experience what thing? Season. And this is why different latitudes you will find. Example, on equator you will see the equatorial type of climate. In India, we experience tropical type of climate, that is tropical monsoon type of climate. Some places, desert type of climate, in desert you will find. In Europe, you will find a temperate type of climate. Then in the Russia region, Siberia, we call it the Siberian type of climate, that is taiga type of climate. In tundra region, most northern part, there is a tundra type of climate. So different climate, if you find the different climatic region, you will find the different types of natural vegetation. and at the same time different types of wildlife, and even the variation in the human race. So let's see here the importance of the latitude, the first importance. So let's see. So here the life exists only on earth, and it is possible. Why? Because of various phenomena closely related to the climate and vegetation. So why these various phenomena is closely related to the climate and the vegetation? Because of the latitude. The different latitude, they experience different amount of solar radiation, what we call insolation. And that's why you will find there is a different type of climate is found at the different latitudes. So this is how latitudes are important. Second thing, latitudes along with the longitudes enable us to spot the whereabouts, means the various places on the earth, actually various places on the earth, they can be denoted or they can be located by the help of latitude. Together, not only the latitude, but they need also longitude. So both of them, latitude together with the longitude, they help in fixing the different places on the earth, on the globe. This is how we come to know that which city is situated at which latitude and which longitude. Okay. Now next is the, as you can see, the equator is the only great circle, and all the other latitudes are called small circles. So here, so this equator is also called great circle. What happens? It divides the earth into two equal half, two hemisphere. Equator is what? Equator is a latitude, and it divides into the whole earth into, I show you this figure. So this equator divides the earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So now next is the, so next thing we're going to see afterwards. So these are the importance of the latitude. Now let's move further. And next is the climatic zones of the earth. So in the lower classes also you have studied the earth has three heat zones. What are they? The torrid zone, temperate zone, and the frigid zone. So what is the torrid zone? In this figure you can find here this region between the tropic of, this region here, the tropic of Cancer and tropic of Capricorn, this region what we call torrid zone. Then the region between tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, here this region is temperate zone, and here also you will find tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. This whole region also is called temperate zone, that is in the southern hemisphere. So this zone, temperate zone, is found both in the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere between the tropics and circles. Next is the frigid zone, the whole region which is found inside the Arctic Circle and inside the Antarctic Circle, we call it frigid zone. So these are the three zones: torrid zone, temperate zone, and the frigid zone. Now this is the, they are also called the heat zones, and or we also call them the climatic zones of the earth. So it's easy. Now let's move to the next one, is the concept of longitude. So let's see here the same thing. Why the longitudes also denoted in degrees? So let's see here. So first of all, we're going to see the definition here, and you can find here the longitude of a place is the angular distance of that place east or west of the prime meridian. This is the definition. Now we are going to see the concept, right? So let's see here. So this is the diagram you can find. In this diagram you can find here this longitudes, and longitudes are also known as meridians of longitude. Why they are called meridians of longitude? What is the meaning of this word meridian? So if you'll find here, let me show you in the book. This meridians means midday. Why they are called midday? Because all, suppose if you take one longitude, right, this is a 40-degree east longitude. So what will happen? The whole region, all the places on 40-degree east longitude, they will experience midday at the same time. What will they experience? They will experience midday together, or we also say at the same time. This is why we call it the meridian. Meridian means midday, and this is why these longitudes are also called meridians of longitude. So next, let's see here the concept of longitude. So you have seen here, right? This is the concept. So look here, this is the diagram, and if you find here, this is the equator. It divides the earth into two halves. Now this is the prime meridian, the 0-degree longitude is also called prime meridian, right? Then this longitude is 40-degree east longitude. So you can find here this 40-degree east longitude, when one line will be drawn here from the center of the earth. From where? From prime meridian. This is prime meridian. Now this is center of the earth. So when here this line will be drawn, you can find this is the angle. And how much this angle is? This angle is 40 degree. And this is why this longitude is also called 40-degree east longitude. All of you understood? Okay. Now next is the importance of longitude. Let's see. Let me show you the book here. Importance of longitude. Now here is the first importance of longitude is to fix the location of certain place on the earth's surface, right? So together with the latitude and longitude together, what they do, they fix the places, different places on the earth's surface. Like suppose here it is Greenwich, so here the longitude will be taken and latitude also, and it will be fixed, place can be fixed. Okay, now example, some more example, let me show you here from the book. Now example here, example of Delhi. Now where is Delhi? Delhi can be anywhere but, right? Now what is the latitude? 28 degree 38 minute north latitude and 77 degree 12 minute east longitude. So where these latitude 28 degree and 38 minute, this latitude, it crossed the 77 degree 12 minute east longitude, right? This crossing, on that crossing actually, where they meet together, they cross each other, that point is Delhi. So this is how Delhi is fixed. Now next is the Great Circle route. So longitude actually are also help to find out the Great Circle route. Now let us see what do you mean by the Great Circle route. Okay, what do you mean by the Great Circle route? So let's see here. Now here if you see here, okay, let me explain you this thing. Let me show you the diagram here again. Now here, look here. This is the earth grid, right? Longitude and latitude. Now let me show you this figure. Now here if you see here, now suppose these are the 2 points. One point is X point here, situated here, another point is Y. Now which is the shortest distance? Very straight. This is the shortest distance. But suppose from here, if aeroplane moves to the west, with this latitude. So it will be very, very long. Or maybe toward the east, along with this latitude, it also will be a very, very long distance. So when the aeroplane, it flies above this North Pole and it reaches here, this is the shortest distance. So what is the Great Circle route? Great Circle route actually is we also call it the arc of Great Circle, right? The shortest distance between the 2 points on the earth is called Great Circle route, right? What is the Great Circle route? The short distance between the 2 points is called Great Circle route. So look here, very, very simple here. The Great Circle route. What is the Great Circle route? You may note down. The shortest distance between 2 points is called the Great Circle route. Now, next is so let me just explain you once more, okay, about the Great Circle. One more figure I will show you. Now look here, this figure 2.15. Now look here, here is the one place given here. This place actually is the Sir Richard Branson's, that is Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport actually is found where? Heathrow Airport is found in London, in Great Britain. So this is Great Britain. Now here is one point. Now suppose somebody has to fly here. This is the point here, right? Now which will be the shortest route? Let's see here. Now suppose if plane flies this way, first of all Los Angeles, and then from here it flies to this point. Now this will be a very, very long route. Or maybe it flies first of all to this Seoul, South Korea, and from here it flies to this point. Then this also will be very, very long route. Now which is the shortest distance? If the plane, it flies above this North Pole, this is the North Pole, it flies straight here, right? And this can be a shortest route. So the shortest route between the 2 points, we call it the Great Circle route. We also call it, this Great Circle route is also known as arc of Great Circle. Well, all of you must have understood this thing, right? Now, importance of Great Circle route. Now let's see here the importance. How the Great Circle routes are so important. Why they are so important? Let us see. So look here. First of all, these Great Circle route, they save fuel and time. When the aeroplane, they fly along the shortest distance between the 2 points, they can save fuel and also time. Second thing, this Great Circle routes actually are most advantageous for aircrafts. And even the sailors also in the sea, they also use this route, right, wherever it is possible, as long as it does not lead them into unsafe water, right? So even in the ocean also, in the ocean and the sea, the sailors even, they use this Great Circle route. So I hope all of you have understood this thing, right? Now today we're going to finish up to here only. Now next class we're going to start about the calculation of longitude and time, right? And international date line. We're going to see about the standard time and the time zones. We're going to see about the world time zones. Okay. Now here still actually I'm having some time, about 10 minutes are left. So let me just again revise the whole chapter. Okay. So all of you write down your homework. Your homework actually is to, those who are having the book, you read all this thing and you note down the important points there. Very soon I will try to provide you the notes, right? But you need to read this book. Those who are having the book, if not, or try to arrange the book and read this whole portion. Now let me again just revise this whole chapter. Okay. So in this chapter, I told you about the latitude and longitude. I told you about the shape of the earth. First of all, we have started from here. In the previous chapter, I explained you about the shape of the earth is spherical. But this spherical is not the whole round shape, but actually it is oblate spheroid. The shape of the earth is called as oblate spheroid. And the name of this shape is geoid. What is the meaning of oblate spheroid? The earth shape is slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. Now why this shape is oblate? So because of the centrifugal force that is created by the gravitational force of the earth. Then next I explain you about the different hemisphere. So there is the equator. It horizontally divides the earth into two equal halves, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Then I explain you the prime meridian, 2-degree longitude, divides the earth into eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. Then I explained you about the direction. I have shown you the 4 important directions: north, south, east, west. What do you call them? Cardinal direction. Then the 4 more directions: northwest, northeast, southwest and southeast. We call it intermediary direction. Then I explained you about the earth grid. What is earth grid? A complete network of parallels of latitude and meridians of longitudes drawn on a globe or the map. We call it earth grid. Then I explained you about the concept of latitude. What is the definition? The latitude of a place is the angular distance of that place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. Now here I shown you the diagram to explain you this concept. Now here is the diagram. So here I shown you that how actually this is a 30-degree north latitude, this line, from where when one line will be drawn here to the center of this earth from equator. So it forms 30-degree, and this is why this latitude is called 30-degree north latitude. Why? Because it is located in the northern hemisphere. Well, next is I explained you the importance of latitude. What are the importance of latitude? The importance of latitude is latitudes are used to fix the location of certain places on the earth surface. And second, there also, this is a longitude. Okay. Now, okay, well, after that I explained you about to determine the latitude, the concept of latitude. How we determine the latitude? Number first is by observing the pole star, and secondly by observing the midday sun. Then first importance, these latitudes are helpful. They divide the earth into 3 heat zones. What are they? Torrid zone or tropical zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Then now importance of latitude I explain you here. In the book it is given here. Look here. Now here, as you can find here, the life exists on the earth, and there is a variety of life. Why it is possible here? Because of the latitude. Because these latitudes, they receive the different amount of insolation, different amount of solar radiation. Second importance is along with the longitude, they fix the places on the earth. Then the second thing, the equator, which is also the great circle, divides the earth into 2 hemispheres, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Then after that I explained you about the concept of longitude. Concept of longitude, I have given you this definition. The longitude of a place is the angular distance of that place east or west of the prime meridian. Now what is the concept here? I have shown you here this diagram. So here I explained you that how this is the 40-degree east longitude, This is a prime meridian, and from prime meridian, when the line will be drawn, it is mixed. When it is connected with this 40-degree east longitude, it forms 40-degree angle, and this is why this longitude is represented by 40-degree east longitude, because it is in the eastern hemisphere. If the longitude will be in the western hemisphere, we represent them west longitude, means 20-degree west, 30-degree west, 40-degree west, same way. Now next is the importance of longitude. So here I explain you. The first importance is to fix the location, to fix the location of certain place on the earth surface, and second is to find out the great circle route. Then I explained you about the great circle route, right? What are the great circle route? I explained you here, this diagram here, the great circle route. So here you can find here, suppose these are the 2 points here, and from here suppose the aeroplane from London, this is London Heathrow Airport, if it flies to Los Angeles, and from here to this point it can be a very long distance. Same way when it flies to Seoul, to South Korea, and from here to this point, this place, this also is a long distance. But if it flies over this North Pole, above the North Pole, so this is the shortest route. So what is the great circle route? The shortest distance between the 2 points is called great circle. Why it is also called arc of great circle? If you find here, when this aeroplane, it flies like this, it flies above here, right, and then it lands here, so it forms an arc here. It forms what? A arc, and we call it a arc of great circle. All of you understood? Well, for you only this description, not more than that. More study, more confusion, right? So these are things are explained according to your level. You are in class 9th, so these things can be explained in more deeper way, otherwise you will be confused. Okay, so all of you have a good day and enjoy the lockdown, but at the same time just give some time also for the studies, and you just manage your time. There is 24 hours, and most of you actually were just enjoying, means watching the movies and the TVs, right, and so many serials. So I request you, don't waste your time, all of you, but give some time to studies also. Very soon the teachers will also provide you the homework, and they will also provide you the notes. I will also try to provide you the notes and the homework, and very soon all of you just complete the work, because as the school will open, because we have seen in the news, I think from the next month the school will be reopened, and there will be no summer holidays, because already the holidays are so long. So there will be, all the summer holidays will be cancelled. So soon as the school will be open, and I am hoping that in month of May, very soon the school will reopen. And when the school will reopen, right, so all of the teachers, they will ask you the homework, and all the notes will be checked. So better all of you complete the notes which will be provided, and all the exercises also. Very soon the exercises and the notes will be provided to you by the different teachers. So get ready. Those who don't have the books, try to arrange the books and copies, because school is also just trying to make arrangement for the home delivery, so that all the books and the copies should be delivered at your home. So all of you just try to get all the books and the copies and get ready. So have a good day.